We are still practicing for service, so I'm going to actually ask if you are going to be talking to please step outside so that we can finish singing with the youth. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Was that your library voice?
Yes. I am really smart because I have a master's degree. For a really long time. 4
So
years.
what's your
Plus
control
3
today?
years.
Just music and
Math.
Okay.
Quiet in the sanctuary. Thank you. So today I'm gonna have my brothers and sisters I'm gonna give one to Jackson, and I'm also gonna give one to Allie. I'm gonna give you a reference like that. So if you have a question, if you don't know what you're supposed to do or you're worried, just one of us will help you. Okay? So how do we all feel about this? If you walk in the music center, you're gonna say what? Okay? You don't have to. You don't have to. Yeah, we could all just hold our hands out. Just accept the spirit of life. So spirit of life, I ask that you be with us today for the students and that you guide us so that we may show the congregation all the amazing learning that we've done this year. Today, the students are the teachers because they have been studying all year and living our faith out loud. And all we're doing is showing them all the great stuff that we've done. We are the experts today. We are the ones that know the most about you in this space today, and we're going to share it with everyone. May everyone be blessed. May everyone be calm. And may everyone have a really fun time. Thank you so much. Amen. Oh, I forgot to light our chalice. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to light a special chalice for us that has great blessings. And I'm going to put it up there. So if you get nervous, you can also look for the amethyst crystals. Okay? Does anybody need anything before we start? Yes, are you sure? You always use your reference. Don't you need a reference? How did you know my name? I don't know. I figured I had because you said it on the way through. Okay, how about you try to read the rest? You need a drink? Okay.
You're gonna play that. Oh, you need to load.
from the beginning.
Go to the chorus, just so I can play my part. That'll work.
We have it for you. We have it for you right here.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Fredericksburg. We are situated on the ancestral homeland of the Rappahannock and Potawatomi tribes, where the enslaved people were forced to work the land. We acknowledge that this land holds many histories, great stories, and the blood of a people.
At UUFF, we come together as one community in person and online. We strive to nurture learning, inspire situational insights, create compassionate relationships, and lovingly transform our community and the world. If you are joining us as a guest or a first-time visitor, we are glad you are here. Those in the building are invited to leave contact information at the welcome table in the lobby. For those joining us online, you are invited to visit the worship portal on our website, uuffxbg.org, and fill out our connection card.
Good morning. We are Drake and Phoenix, and we are so happy you are here today. Everyone is invited to fill out a card about a personal joy or concern that you would like shared during our service. For those in person, you may fill out and leave your card at the pastoral care table in the foyer. Those online, you are once again invited to visit our worship portal and fill out a pastoral care card. Those in person, your joys and concerns will be read during our service a little bit later. Those online, your joys and concerns will be read during next week's service. Please join us after the service for coffee and conversation.
Good morning. We're going to open by singing hymn number 188. The words are going to be up on the screen for you. It's called Come, Come, Whoever You Are, 188. Would you join us standing if you're able and willing? And we will sing this together a couple times.
Stand up here and sing with me.
Come, come, wherever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of thee, cause he's the Come yet again. Let's sing it again. Come, come, wherever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of thee, because he's the caravan from despair. Come yet again, come. Thank you. You may be seated.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Mandolin Restivo. I'm your Director of Lifespan Religious Education, and I am thrilled to bring to you a worship service today wholly designed by our students in the RE program. They have selected every song, they've selected every activity, they've selected every story. And in order to be truly inclusive of our whole program, we also have the voices of our lay leaders and participants who have participated in adult RE. Can you imagine with me for a moment a school where children attend once a week for just an hour? Attendance is optional. Teachers donate their time on a day they have off of work. Students have different teachers each week. And adults also show up in this school to learn. The dictionary defines a miracle as a marvel, an outstanding accomplishment. To me, the miracle of religious education is the leaders who show up each week being transformed themselves while they teach our students and our children in this community about our Unitarian Universalist faith. It's the alchemy that's created when we all learn and grow together. As we light the chalice this morning, let us join in honoring the miracle that has been our year in RE. Every element of today's service, as I said, has been selected by the students. May we accept this gift from them with open hearts and open minds. Here, be and game. Come forward to read the chalice lighting. Yeah. Okay. Wait till the slide is on the screen. We're going to light our chalice now, and you can follow along with the words on the screen. And there's hand motions.
We light this chalice
To celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the Church of the Open Mind. This is the Church of the Helping Hands. This is the Church of the Loving Hearts. Together we care for our earth and work for friendship and peace in the world. Come on over to light it. There you go. You're just going to press that button. Okay, ready? Okay. Thank you. Y'all can go sit down. Go there. Okay. All right. We are now going to hear a sacred story called The Water Bearer, and Alice is going to read it for us, and our students are going to act it out with props.
Once upon a time, in a village in India, there was a water bearer who had two big pots. He carried these pots on either side of a pole that rested on his shoulders. One of the pots had a crack in it. Every day, the water bearer would journey to a stream far from the village to fill the pots with water and bring them home. Now, because of the crack, one pot would always leak along the way, while the other pot remained perfect, delivering a full load of water every time. This went on for 2 years, with the water bearer only able to bring 1.5 pots of water back to the village each day. The perfect pot felt proud of its ability to do what it was meant to do, while the cracked pot felt ashamed of its imperfection. It believed that it was failing because it could only deliver half its load. One day, feeling sorry for itself, the cracked pot spoke up to the water bearer. "I'm sorry," it said, "for not being able to do my job properly. My crack causes water to leak, and I feel like I am letting you down." The water bearer listened compassionately, and then said, "As we walk back to the village today, pay attention to the beautiful flowers along the path." Indeed, as they journeyed home, the cracked pot noticed the vibrant flowers on its side of the path, warmed by the sun. This brought a bit of cheer to the pot, but it still felt sad about its imperfection. When they reached the village, the water bearer spoke again, only to the cracked pot. "Did you notice," he asked, "that there are flowers only on your side of the path? I've known about your crack all along, and I use it to our advantage. I planted flower seeds along our path. Your leaking water has been watering them every day. For 2 years, we've been able to pick beautiful flowers because of you. Without your flaw, we wouldn't have this beauty to enjoy." The water bearer's words made the cracked pot realize that even with its imperfection, it had contributed to something beautiful. Just like the cracked pot, we all have our flaws, but they don't define us. Instead, they can be a source of unexpected beauty and strength.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Bring in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in my hand, giving life the shape of justice. Loose, hold me close, wings set me free. Come to me, come.
I would like to invite anyone involved in the Children and Youth RE program to please stand and stay standing. So if you were a teacher, a tech helper, a closet cleaner, or an organizer, please stand. Now, will the students in RE this year please stand? If anyone who was involved in an adult RE class, teaching an adult RE class, or facilitating an adult RE class, please stand and stay standing. Everybody stay standing. If you taught in RE, stand up still. You're still up. Anyone who participated in an adult RE class, please stand up. Okay? These are all the people who helped make the miracle of RE happen, and if you look around, it really is just about all of us. So thank you so much for a beautiful year. I am going to invite Jackie White, who is a new member of UUFF and a lay leader who is a teacher in our RE program, to come and tell us a little bit about their experience this year.
Hello, everybody. There we go. Yeah. That's new. Good morning. As most of y'all know, my daughter and I started attending UUFF within the last year. As a new single mom, finding a new church was something I felt a calling for, as I've never had one. We were welcomed with open arms by all of you, like we had known each other for years. Mandolin and the RE program basically hunted us down shortly thereafter, as she does. As a person of what I like to call personally designed faith, I have been so grateful to have found a community for my daughter to learn and grow her and design her own faith around love. Finding UUFF has been a light in a very dark time for me. It takes a village to raise a child, and I find myself blessed and grateful to have wandered through our doors. I look forward to all the years to come with Austin, and I can't wait to see what kind of personal faith she designs for herself through the RE program. Thank you to everybody who's involved, and I can't wait for what's next.
UUFF really is a special community. And when you give to UUFF, you help us nurture learning, inspire spiritual insights, and lovingly transform our world in which we are a part. In a moment, our greeters will be coming forward with baskets for in-person donations. Those of you joining us online, you are invited to once again visit our worship portal and give via our giving page at uuffxbg.org. Information will also appear on your screen. Our offertory will now be gratefully. Beautiful. Reverend Doug just shared that this is also going to be a surprise show the plate Sunday for Meadville Lombard Theological Seminary. That is my alma mater as of last week, Reverend Doug's alma mater, and I'm going to call out my dear friend and troublemaker Shiloh, who is also here with us, and it's their alma mater. Meadville supports young ministry. Meadville is a space of love and strength and community. So today, your offering will go to support the mission, the vision of UUFF, and the mission of Unitarian Universalism through one of our UU seminaries. So dig deep, think about that $6 cup of coffee. May all that has been shared here and freely given help us to grow in generosity and care for the world in which we are a part.
So our students were very moved by one of our lessons and wanted to share pieces of it with you. So I'll invite all the students to come up while we do our next part. And we have a slide to show you that will be coming up any moment. Okay, so we have this slide here. Come on up, everybody. We can scoot over, scoot over, scoot over. Come on up. We can make room for us all up here. Okay. So they wanted to share this slide with you, and this slide is showing the difference between equality versus equity. So what do y'all think is the difference between equality versus equity? In the pews, people in the pews. Shout it out and I will repeat it so our people online can hear it. And if you taught an RE, we're not gonna give away the answer.
Inequality, all the boxes were the same.
Mm-hmm. Inequality, all the boxes were the same. What about equity? Equity was what people needed. So what do y'all think of that definition? Did they get it right? Yeah. And then did we take it a little further? We talked about what justice would look like, right? Let's put up that slide. Justice. Who wants to explain why that was justice from our RE class? Anybody? Because everyone can see through the fence. Right. Okay. All right, and then there was a story that we were very, very moved by. So go ahead and put that up on the screen. There's another slide. Yep, it's coming. So we see here Mr. Rogers in the pool with someone. Would anyone like to talk into the microphone about this story? Go ahead, Drake.
Okay, so
You're good.
so basically, Mr. Rogers basically stepped into a pool with a black man, and in the old times that was illegal back then. But then that's when segregation was the thing.
Very good.
But then when that happened, they basically just broke segregation on TV.
Mm-hmm. It broke segregation on TV. And he did something very you, right? He led with love.
He led with love.
Yeah. So we were all so moved by that story that we wanted to make sure you knew about Mr. Rogers' involvement in desegregating public pools. Does anybody want to say anything else about any of that? Okay. So you could go ahead and sit down. Ooh. The overall message in our RE classes when it comes to justice is that we are the ones we've been waiting for. Our students grapple with very complex issues, and they're grounded in our faith, and they learn to move towards action. We are the ones that we have been waiting for. So our students ask that you take this moment to watch the next video and to reflect on the music from one of our UU hymns, and to really think about how it calls each of us to move towards justice.
We are the ones, we've been waiting. 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 We are the ones, we are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the ones, we've been waiting.
Beautiful. Every week in the pre-K class, pre-K through 1 class, our students use feeling cards to check in. So we have a very special joys and concerns for you today. We're going to do our typical joys and concerns, but we are also going to have extra part. So come on up, folks with feelings cards. And we'll go one at a time. You can make a little line. Yeah. Okay. So, is anyone today feeling
Quiet. Is anybody today feeling quiet?
Thank you.
Is anyone feeling happy?
Raise your hand. Oh, lots of happy people. Okay. Yeah.
Is anyone today feeling calm? That's a lot of calm people. Is anyone today feeling comfortable? Is anyone today feeling included?
Is anyone feeling? The really neat thing is we can feel more than one thing at a time. And so it's wonderful when we have a moment to reflect on that.
So we truly are the ones that we've been waiting for. And as a community, each week, we take time during our service to hold those joys, those concerns, those moments in our life that we want named in a larger community. This morning, we have 2 written joys. Joanna shares, I got a new job on Saturdays and Friday evenings. It doesn't pay much, but it's something. Yay is right. And Ali shares, after months of hard work, Margaret passed her belt test in Taekwondo. She is now a green stripe belt. And I have another joy, well, 2 joys really. One is that Shiloh Hoffman is here with me. Shiloh and I have been through it the last 3 years. And as of last week, we did the impossible in completing a Master's of Divinity at Meadville Lombard Theological, and will be graduating on May 19th. Woo! Please take a moment and hold all of the joys and the concerns that lie heavy on our hearts, too heavy to name. During this next piece of music, you are invited to come forward and silently place a stone into this bowl of water for any joy or concern that you are holding in your heart this morning.
There is mercy enough, there is love enough, there is hope enough for all of us. There is mercy enough, there is love enough, there is hope enough for all of us. There is mercy enough, there is love enough, there is hope enough for all of us. There is mercy enough, there is love enough, there is hope enough for all of us.
That was beautiful. It's always an honor to hold everyone's joys and concerns in our hearts and be together. I'm going to invite David and Mimi up to talk about their experience in an adult RE class that ran all year and is still running right now.
It's a miracle, yes. Starting last October, we started going through Clark Strand's book, How to Believe in God, Whether You Believe in Religion or Not. And I wasn't sure how that was going to go over, but it's actually gone quite well. Through 30 different chapters, Clark Strand takes a look at a different Bible story and then helps us to see it in a whole new light. One of his things is we need to start looking at the Bible as a spiritual text rather than as a religious text. And that makes a big difference. If I were to summarize that entire book in one sentence or one thought, it would be that true faith is when we're falling backwards. We're out of control, and we trust that something will catch us. That's true faith. Anything else besides that is religion. And typically we have religions when we're trying to control that fall, when we're trying to control the outcome and how that's going to turn out. Strand says that people believe that it is within their power to influence their own salvation, that by behaving in a religiously prescribed way, they can be assured of finding favor with God. But that's not the same as belief. What such people believe is not in God's power, but in their power over God. And I told you about the 30 different Bible stories. So I've asked the class to give me their favorite quotes, and only one was brave enough to do that. One was brave enough to come up and talk with me. But Gloria said her favorite quote from the book so far is that we need to ask ourselves 3 questions. Number 1, what have I received? Number 2, what have I given? And number 3, what troubles have I caused? That those 3 questions need to rule and guide our lives. And Strand says we need to apply that to our parents and to our significant others and then to everybody else on this earth. And if we do this, it creates humility, but a humility that gives rise to joy. So let me give you 9 other great quotes from this book in hopes that it'll just kind of pique your interest. Number 1, belief is never a protection against life. Number 2, finally, we can believe in God even if we don't know who or what that is. Life is mysterious, uncertain, and occasionally terrifying, but there's no need to be dismayed. Walk or float, swim or tread water as we like, we only need to know this: the very thing that frightens us is the thing that holds us up. All right, let me give you a couple more. Idols are a response to anxiety, and anxiety is born when we believe only in our own power and therefore put ourselves in God's place. This is so much the rule of life that we scarcely even notice doing it anymore. In the first part of the Bible, it's about giving the knowledge of good and evil back to God. The second part of the Bible is about giving up calculation, the countless ways we have of hedging our bet with God or the universe so that we come out on top more often than not. That's what religion's about. So if this piques your interest, I suggest you read this book. Otherwise, get plugged into one of the many other ways that we have here at the UU of doing religious education. And I think Mimi's going to come and share just a little bit about what she thought about this class and how it impacted her.
If you get an opportunity to do a class with David, I recommend it. He's a wonderful leader, guide. So a few months ago, my friend Leslie Phillips said, hey, you know, at the UU, we're reading this book. And I love to read, and we philosophize as we walk around the neighborhood. We call them our walkie-talkies. And she has said a number of things about the UU Church that have piqued my interest. And so I thought, well, this definitely sounds like an interesting book. And, you know, when I was in my younger years, I had a few questions, and I had many answers. And as I've aged, I now have many questions and a few answers. And so I felt like this book group and this organization, church, might be a good place for me. And I think if it hadn't been for the book group, I probably would not have even come to the UU. So I'm learning about you and meeting some wonderful people. And so I am just really grateful that I had the opportunity to be a part of this book group. And thank you all for your wonderful presentation this morning as well. Thank you.
So we are going to do a time for all ages, and the students are very excited about adults with good knees coming forward to do an activity that we did in class. So we're going to tie this when we see how many of you come forward. And students, you can participate also in this. Oh, we're just going to leave the cards, yeah. So let's see how. Okay, thank you for coming forward. Come on, y'all. Okay. All right. So I will tie it. Yeah, we need to move that. Shh. Can someone see if the folks in the nursery want to come to the time for all ages? Okay, so we are going to let's make a big circle or a big oval. And what everyone is going to do is you are going to sit down on the ground and you are going to grab a piece of rope. Everyone can find a spot. Let's wait for our friends from the nursery to see if they're going to come in. Yeah, right there. There's a spot for you. No? Okay. All right. We may need to actually scoot back that way a bit. Yeah. There we go. So, yeah, the folks in front of scoot back that way just a bit more. I don't want anyone to get hurt. Yeah, scoot down to the right. Stage left, I've learned, is what it is. Gabe, go ahead and scoot. Okay. So what we need to do is we all need to work together without taking our hands off of the rope to stand up.
All right. Knees, feet, up.
Good job. So, do you all remember what we used this in class for? I know we picked this activity. What was it, Margaret?
We were pulling on the rope to get ourselves up and other people.
Yes, because it is the pull of love, or for today, the pull of pluralism, all of us working together with our different bodies and our different abilities to stand up. And it was way easier. Phoenix found a really good hack. So thank you, Phoenix. Yeah, they led from their experience. Okay, that's all. We can put the rope down. Okay. Okay, I'll call you up. Let me see what's next. Not yet. So now I would like to invite Reverend Doug to come up and tell us about their adult RE class, which was an multi-faith RE class.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. In January, about the first Sunday, I stood right here and I told everybody that we were getting ready to have a class in which we were going to participate with the Beth Shalom Temple in studying about repentance and repair. In fact, this was the book that the Unitarian Universalist Association chose for all congregations to work on during the year, to study. We might have been the only one that took it a little bit further and invited our interfaith friends from the Beth Shalom Temple to participate with us. And I made it like a little competition. I said, they've already said that they have 10 people signed up. We only have 6. Let's go. And then, boom, a whole bunch of people joined, and they did too. We had about 24 people total. Like it was almost 12 from us and 12 from them, which was great. And we did a potluck at the temple, and then the next time we did a potluck here. And we really got to learn about the topic that the book was written about, which was repentance. We've all messed up at least once in our life. Sometimes it's a little itty bitty thing, sometimes it's a big thing. And in this book, the author, Rabbi Danya Rutenberg, wrote about the methodology that Maimonides, a philosopher and teacher and doctor, came up with 800 years ago. And it's really 5 basic steps. The first one, when you mess up, is to admit it. And that's really hard, to actually say publicly if you can, but say that I did this. And I know what kind of impact it had on the people who I harmed. So that's admitting it. Second one is to then take that internally and start working on transformation. Why did I do that? What was I afraid of? Why did I do that in that way? How can I do better? And then start talking to people about doing that, because we don't change by ourselves, we change in community. Then the third is to make amends, to actually help the person who we harmed, if we can do that, either in person or through others, but to make amends. The fourth is the apology. Most people do that first, but it doesn't mean anything when you do it first, because you haven't changed and you haven't thought about it. So the fourth of 5 steps is to apologize. And then the last one is to act differently. So if the same set of circumstances happen, you then do something differently that doesn't harm people. And that was it. And boy, did that lead to some fantastic conversations and discussions about how this comes up in our personal life, about how institutions mess up, like the Unitarian Universalist Association or the United States, or Nazi Germany, or the Palestinians, or the Israeli government of today. Lots to go around of people harming others. And then we ate a lot of good food, and we made new friends. So next time you get an opportunity to do an interfaith activity, I invite you to jump on it, because it was an amazing experience. And who here was, I see a couple of the students here. Yes, great. Did you enjoy the class? Yeah, very good. Okay, thank you.
So this year, UUFF has been extremely busy doing Adult RE. Reverend Doug just shared about an incredible interfaith RE class. And I'm going to share 3 that I did, plus a ministry that has been going strong for over a year now. So during National Mental Health Awareness Month, we had a small but dedicated group who was studying a UU book titled Held, Showing Up for Each Other and Our Congregation's Mental Health. In that group, we sat around in the couch room and talked about mental health journeys, talked about suicide and loss, and where love shows up or doesn't show up in the conversation. We laughed, we cried, we told stories, we held space for one another, and we understood what it meant to hold space. We understood deeper what it meant when we say each week we take a moment in our service to hold the joys and concerns of our congregation. And of course, we did this with a licensed mental health clinical professional, because ministers aren't that. We're not trained for that. We do it sometimes when no one else can. We all do it when no one else can. But it's important that we recognize what it means to hold space and hold that conversation so that we can keep someone safe in that moment until we can get them the help and the resources they need. So that was a 4-week curriculum that we did. Again, the book is Held. It's written by the Reverend Barbara Myers, who is the president and director and founder of the Unitarian Universalist Mental Health Service Network. So if you are ever looking for UU resources on mental health, check out UU Mental Health Service Network. 2 other classes we did went hand in hand. Back in December, I led a Advent in Narnia curriculum, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, talking about how Advent is a time of waiting, a time of exploration, a time of discovery and stillness. And of course, we made it UU by looking at a beloved classic by C.S. Lewis and turning the text on its head. And it was a multi-congregational experience in a way, for Shiloh zoomed in from the Boston area to attend one of them, because why not? We can do things like that. So that was going to be kind of a one and done. Let's look at Advent, let's have fun, let's explore this, and then move on. And the group said no. They said that they wanted to do Lent next, because you can't do Advent without Lent. So starting on the first weeks of Lent leading up to Ash Wednesday, we started another curriculum with that group and invited some more people into the conversation. That book was titled Holy Envy, and it was written by 2 ministers from Louisville, Kentucky, talking about injustice, oppression, violence, genocide, harm to LGBTQ and Black bodies, looking at all of this during a Lenten journey through the book of Exodus, looking at how the Israelites journeyed, how they journeyed through the wilderness, and asked the question, what wildernesses are we journeying towards or through? So that was another 6-week curriculum that we did. And the final thing that really, in a way, falls under RE, but has nothing to do with religious education, is our LGBTQ Youth Sanctuary, which started in response to a lot of really unfair and unjust laws and book bannings in Fredericksburg, Stafford, and Spotsylvania counties. So we started a ministry to provide safe space for LGBTQ youth, and today it is still going on the third Fridays of the month. It's going to continue going. I've loved working with these youth. Most of them are not our youth. They're youth from the community. And of course, our youth are welcome to attend that as well. So there are about 6 to 10, depending upon the month, community youth running around the building, being gay chaos gremlins. And it is beautiful. So that's going to continue going thanks to Mandolin, who is going to become the coordinator for that. So if you want to get involved in that program, there are 2 things that you need to do. Talk to Mandolin and become a certified safe zone person, which is another curriculum that Mandolin and I have led a couple times now. So we have people here who are invested in queer justice. And if that is you, and you aren't a part of that ministry, consider joining.
We are now going to show a slideshow of our year together in RE, and David is going to sing All We Need Is Love, which is also a song chosen by the students. Thank you so much for singing, David.
Let's rise in body and spirit and sing as we leave this space.
We are the ones that we have been waiting for, and our RE program is waiting for you. Please join us next year by becoming a lay leader or registering your students in our program. There are going to be QR codes placed up on the screen, so you can just take care of that right now if you'd like to. And we are so excited to welcome you into another exciting, fun, holy, faithful, growing year in our RE program.
Get your cell phone out. Put it on the camera mode. Shine it right onto one of those QR codes if you want to become a lay leader. Boy, did you see all the great lay leaders? It's amazing. You can be one of them, or if you have a student in the program and you want them to be in it next year, that's another QR code. So, thank you. Let us now join together in a moment of reflection and prayer. We offer gratitude to all our adults, to all our children, to everyone who comes to this congregation of love and who knows that we're always learning, always developing, always growing. But to do so, we also are grateful for those who lend what they have, their resources and their knowledge and their patience and their facilitation skills and their love to guide one another. For we know that to give is to receive in a circle, unbroken. We are grateful for all in this congregation who support with their money, with their resources and gifts and talents so that we can all grow. Whether you call it religious education or you call it being a community of love. And that's it. That's what keeps us going. So we offer our gratitude for being that community. Amen.
Students, come on up and we'll read our words for extinguishing the chalice. Drake, I know you wanted to do this. Come on up, wait till everyone, make room for everyone. I think you're good, just talking to it. Okay.
Join us in reading the words as they appear on your screen.
We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of love and service. May it be a catalyst for spiritual growth and social justice as we carry it outside these walls to the world we live in until we are together again. Go in peace, save the world,
and
return
again in love.
in love. You may continue clapping.
We're not done yet, actually. No. Oh. Because I want to offer our gratitude. Don't we all want to offer our gratitude to our fantastic director of Lifespan Religious Education, Mandolin. So, wait. Mandolin stepped in the summer and just took the bulls by the horns and went with it and made the program something that came from her vision and her spirit, and then let the children and the adult students take us to even further places. Would you like to say something, Drake?
I just want to say that I'm glad Miss Mandolin let us do something in front of the sanctuary. That way we can tell all these wonderful adults about what we have been learning and what we have picked to present on the floor or up here. I'm just glad we got to do that.
Thank you, students. Thank you, man.
We'll see you next year.